Hello and welcome back, everybody. Please like, share, subscribe, leave comments below. Tell me what you think. I'm going to talk about something I've been thinking about here for the last week or so. For so many years now, we've had this world of information at our fingertips, right? The internet and smartphones has given us the ability to get instantaneous answers to pretty much anything that perplexes us, anything we have a question about. But instead of using it for something good and enriching our lives, most of us, for the most part, we engage in a lot of stupidity and distraction. I've been guilty of the same thing. Not to say that we always do. Sometimes we legitimately have a question, and that's what we use it for. Now, whether it's by design or by our own human nature for tribalism, we have never been more divided than we are now. Politics, ideologies, and even opinions about COVID have polarized people to the brink of violence at times. I've had people block and remove me from social media because they don't agree without even so much as a word, and they remove me from Facebook or whatever, or Instagram, and I don't care, and I'm okay with that. My feelings will not be hurt if people don't agree. I think that people should engage in some discussion. However, on the thing that amazes me, the one thing that amazes me, is that critical thinking and discussion seem to be no longer an activity that many people engage in. Hearing the other side and being open to the fact that one could be wrong, it's critical to discovering what the truth really is. I would rather be upset that the truth is not something that I believed that it was, rather than being blissfully ignorant and believing in a lie and having a false idea. But not everyone shares that sentiment. It's very hard for some people to let go of that idea that they've held to be true for a very long time. I do know one thing, though, that is true. Division and the lack of discussion only serves to give those people with power more power. It gives those that wish to deceive us more influence because we enjoy living in an echo chamber of our own ideas and beliefs. Hey, I understand the attraction to that. Social media ensures that this happens with their algorithms. It feeds us more of what they think we want to hear, and we are all too happy to listen. Politicians and policymakers love this because the more that you hate the other side, the more division they can drive, and the more they can separate the citizens, the better it is for them. Because the more loyal you become to that side, your particular point of view, and the more you believe, the harder it becomes to look at the other side and then be accepting of the fact that you might be wrong about a particular idea. Hard divisions make the citizens of a country weak and allow for bad ideas to spread. It puts more power into the hands of our governments and distracts us from seeing what's really going on. Make no mistake, our politicians love the fact that we are arguing about vaccines and mask policies right now. It's the best thing for them. We're not paying attention to anything else that's going on. It has been the media fueling the divisions and arguments, turning neighbor against neighbor. When people are busy fighting amongst themselves, the governments have free rein to pass policies that enrich the wrong people. Put that into the context of today's pandemic. Who is getting rich and getting raises while inflation goes through the roof and everything becomes harder for the average person to pay for? Whose companies are profiting the most while we bicker about the right not to wear a mask or argue about vaccine safety and this sort of thing? Or, politics, whether you're left or right. The people that are telling you to be afraid on the news and in social media have motives other than your safety. Imagine that. Think about this just for a second. Many of the people that sit on the board of directors with pharmaceutical companies, the big decision makers, the policy makers, the ones that are responsible for making money and driving profit with the vaccine manufacturers, many of these people also sit on the board of directors with many of the media giants out there, MSNBC, CBS, CNN, and the like. Does that not strike you as a bit of a conflict of interest when the same person that is going to be making profits from the vaccines is also in charge of the news, telling the media to drive fear into you and go get the jab? Now, I'm not arguing, don't make no mistake, this is not about whether you should get it or shouldn't. My opinion is that you should make that decision for yourself. Make an educated decision. You do what is right for you, and I will do what is right for me. I'm not telling you to get it or not. That's not what this video is about. All right? So these people control the information that's also coming to you. And you can look that information up. That's fact. That's truth. You might be surprised at the conflict of interests that are out there. Divide and conquer. This is my point. This has been the strategy of politicians and military strategists for over 2,000 years. This is nothing new. We've known about this and how well it works for centuries now. This is even a strategy that many programmers put into the algorithms on social media today. That's why when it thinks you're interested in something, it will give you more of it to drive you away from the rest of people and from other ideas. So you get locked in on that idea, whatever it is. We, the people, are divided. And the people that are divided will never stand up to tyranny. When it rears its ugly head, if we're divided into a whole bunch of different groups and a whole bunch of different camps, there's nothing for political leaders to be afraid of. We've come to live in a world of comfort and privilege where everything is at our fingertips, and we've grown soft and lazy. We have turned into a flock of sheep while the wolves are at our door. The wolves have been feasting on us for too long because there's no longer strength in numbers. We've got all these little different groups with all their different ideas. They know the staggered flocks of sheep will no longer stand as one. And it's easy. It's now easy to have their way with us. If you want to know who the wolves are, just ask yourself who's making the policies to divide us. Who's making the record profits while people lose their businesses, their jobs, their homes, and in some cases, their lives. Now, I'm going to end this and keep it short. I'm going to end this by asking you to do this. Put your beliefs and fears to the side for 5 minutes and think about where the money is flowing right now. Which organizations, corporations, which people are making record profits in the billions? Engage in a real conversation and not fighting with someone, maybe a family member or a friend, who holds an opposing opinion with an open mind, and consider that you could be wrong. Your idea could be wrong. And I'm not speaking from one side of the argument or the other. Both sides could be wrong. So have a discussion. We need to engage in conversation, and we need to stand together one way or the other as people, whether we're on the left or on the right. We don't have to agree on everything, but being divided and hating each other serves to blind us all to what is actually going on. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.